How do I say this? Man United nil, Crystal Palace 2. And first things first, before we get into the game, hope Lisandro Martinez recovers because that's a bad injury. I just hope he's not out for 6 or 7 months. Doesn't matter what I think about him as a player, but those injuries are bad. And the way he fell down after his knee twisted, oh my God, it doesn't look good. But anyways, would you believe me if I said I'm not even mad that we lost? Like, this is not ironically or anything like that. I don't even mind the fact that we lost. 2-0, but I saw more positives than negatives. Yeah, you might say, what's wrong with you? We just lost a game, 2-0, with individual errors, which we probably shouldn't have done. But let's just analyze where our mistakes came from. As first goal, any surprises? It was from a set piece again. Like, it's getting frustrating at this point. How often or how many times are we going to keep waiting for our defensive setup? How many times are we going to let Onana off the heat as well? Because the ball is straight at him. It hit the post, yes. But then could he have saved it? He probably could have saved it. And he could have pushed it away, palmed it away. You know, De Gea would do that. Like, even if the ball was there, it wasn't unsavable for him because it hit the post. So when the ball's heading that way, he could have maybe tipped it over the bar. You could say, in hindsight, you could make a call on that. Fair enough. But how about the times where Onana was indecisive to the point where it panicked the entire team? And how about the times when Onana gets the ball and then he waits maybe 10 or 20 seconds? So this means it's enough time for the defensive line of Crystal Palace to fall back, make sure our attackers don't have space to run behind, and at the same time, the defense is also looking at him like, give me the ball, please. Give me the ball so I can do something. Even though, let's be honest, even once they get it back, they're probably going to pass it to Onana anyways. This is not the first time we're seeing this, not the second time. And this wasn't just a problem under Amorim, this was under Ten Hag as well. The way we move the ball, or the way we transition with the ball from the goalkeeper to the centre-backs, then to the midfielders, is too slow. And let's say we get it to the midfielders. What do the midfielders do? Give it to the left wing back, then back to the centre back, and then maybe they try a long ball to the Ahmad, and then Ahmad back to the midfielders, and then guess what? After that, the midfielders back to the centre backs again, and then we go again. Basically, the build-up play is too slow. And if we want any chance of success, if we want any chance of, winning the Europa League, then you definitely need to improve in that aspect. At the same time, we need players in the right positions. So things look good at the moment, even though the performance, you might say, now this looks pretty bad. But the thing is, we couldn't finish our dinner. We couldn't create the dinner sometimes, but there were very positive signs. So there was still good play in the forward positions. Most notably, it was Mino playing in the 10 and Ahmad as well when he was playing in the 10 and at right wing back, causing trouble. That term itself seems so shallow, but that's the best way I can describe it. Amorim did mess up in one place. And what is that? That is starting Ahmad as a striker, technically. What he should have done instead was, yes, Garnacho had a good performance, but I don't feel this was the game for him anyways. Why? Because Lacroix and Omar Richards, they're extremely fast. So what is the case with extremely fast players? They can track back easily. So this means Garnacho, who's probably his best attribute is probably his pace. It was ineffective today. Though some of the dribbles and the crosses that he put in were actually pretty dangerous, and I see how that could be useful. But I think we would have done much better if we had played Zirkzee with Ahmad and Mino as a front three. But obviously, the main issue still lingers. You can have Bruno and Ugarte in the pivot, which still works. But now, you take it a bit further away. Look wider on the pitch. You have now Dalot on the left, Mazraoui on the right. Mazraoui at right wing back is god-awful. He is nowhere near the player that he can be at right centre back or right back. So, Mazraoui at right wing back shouldn't even be an option once we get our players in. Let's say, hypothetically, we get Quenda in the summer. I don't think Mazraoui should even be considered for the right wing back spot at all. It's either right centre back or the bench. Simple as. And Diogo Dalot. Guys, I've been calling Diogo Dalot out since the start of the season, and this guy just gets progressively worse and worse and worse and worse. Ball carrying, is that one of his strengths? No. Does he cross? No. When he crosses, does he nail the cross? No. Is he good at finishing? No. Is he good at passing? Maybe. Is he good at 1-2s? Yes. But is he good at something when you need output? No. So your simple answer there is Dalot is ineffective for the system, especially when we know that our wing backs need to push forward, need to actually cause impact. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. I think in today's game, there was only one player that was especially bad compared to everybody else. It was Maguire. Yeah, Maguire was good in many other games, but today it just wasn't his day. It just wasn't working for him. The worst part is for that second goal by Munoz, it was Maguire that put him onside, and because of that through ball, he could square to Mateta, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah, there's not much more I can say. On the balance of it, you might think now it was a completely negative game. No, there were actually a lot of positives to take. Notably, it was the patterns of play, especially that first 20 minutes, the energy that we showed, the corners that we earned, and the fact that the corners were pretty useful as well. It wasn't anything useless. So this is something I can tell was worked by Amorim. And yeah, I guess not much more. If you see the Premier League table, this is where we are, 13th place. And this is where we have been the entire season. We're back there. Somehow we're still above Spurs. And that's in 2 weeks anyways. The good thing is I am still positive for that, because when we go away to these sides now, the big sides, especially the sides who attack, I don't know how it is, but we put in a performance. We usually deserve to win, whether that was City, whether that was Arsenal, whether that was Liverpool, whether that's Fulham the other day. We do usually deserve to win. So you could say technically we might put in a performance at Spurs and we might win. Guys, again, let me repeat this. I've been saying it a lot. My target is survival. I know I said we can look past relegation, but no, that was never a target for me. I'm not going to change my stance on this at all throughout the season. Once I get 40 points, I'm not even bothering about the Premier League anymore. Because once we're safe, I know the main problem is over. And after that, it's just about what can we do in the Europa League? What can we do in the FA Cup? So that is United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Disappointing result, but things to take away from this game. And with that, see you all in the next one.